She didn't enter the world of fashion through a glamorous runway or a perfectly lit photo shoot. She didn't grow up believing she would one day inspire millions of women across the globe. Instead, her journey began in the quiet corners of self-doubt, long before the world knew her name. But that is exactly what makes Sophie Hall's story so powerful. Because the woman she became, the model, the influencer, the voice of confidence, was sculpted not by privilege, but by resilience and the courage to stand tall in a world that once told her to shrink. Before we go deeper into her breathtaking rise and the legacy she continues to build, if you love discovering the real stories behind extraordinary women shaping the modern fashion world, make sure you join Sweet Model's World, where every story is told with heart, beauty, and cinematic inspiration. Sophie Hall was born with a presence that could never go unnoticed. As a tall, curvy girl growing up, she always stood out, sometimes in the best ways, sometimes in the most challenging ones. Her height made her the center of attention, even on days she wished she could blend into the crowd. Her figure, bold and womanly long before adulthood, drew comments she didn't ask for. Yet something was forming inside her during those early years, something she didn't recognize at the time. A quiet strength, a flame of defiance, a belief that she deserved to exist boldly exactly as she was. When her family moved to the United States, Sophie entered a new chapter, one marked by unfamiliar spaces and new beginnings. She built a life around family, motherhood, and simple joys long before social media ever entered the picture. She didn't chase fame. She didn't chase modeling agencies. She simply lived, raising her child, building a home, and growing into herself. Yet, even in those quiet years, the seed of influence was there. The confidence she wore naturally began to reflect in small things: an outfit she loved, a picture taken casually, a smile that radiated warmth and honesty. When she eventually stepped onto Instagram, she didn't do it as a model. She stepped into the digital world as a woman sharing moments, outfits she loved, angles she felt proud of, and slices of her daily life. But the world saw something magnetic, something refreshing, something real. People gravitated toward her instantly, first in small numbers, then in waves. They didn't just follow her because she was beautiful. They followed her because she represented the woman they wanted to see more of in fashion: confident, radiant, unapologetically authentic, and stunning without ever needing permission. Her account began to grow at a pace she never expected. Her photos, full of vibrance and personality, turned her into a beacon for women who were tired of unrealistic standards. Sophie wasn't trying to be perfect. She was trying to be herself. Ironically, that is exactly what set her apart. She became the representation she wished she'd had growing up. She showed that beauty lives in every curve, every height, every unedited truth. As her audience grew into the hundreds of thousands and then millions, modeling opportunities began to find her, without her ever having chased them. Agencies saw the power she held, the way she could command a frame, the natural grace she carried. Unlike the traditional journey of endless auditions and rejections, Sophie's path was built by people who already believed in her. She stepped onto sets with the ease of someone who had lived whole chapters before fashion ever called her name. She soon worked with brands who championed inclusivity and celebrated real body diversity. She became a muse for curvy fashion, swimwear, lifestyle labels, and everything in between. Her influence, once organic and humble, now shaped marketing campaigns, brand identities, and conversations around real-world beauty. When she modeled, she didn't just pose, she represented. She stood as proof that the fashion world was finally learning to expand its definition of beauty. But Sophie's journey wasn't only glamorous photo shoots and brand deals. She faced her own battles, physical, emotional, and personal. In her rise, she experienced challenges that tested her spirit, moments that could have made her retreat from the spotlight. She endured situations that demanded resilience, reminding her audience that influencers are not defined by filters or perfect frames. They are human beings who live through storms. 2. What made Sophie extraordinary wasn't that she faced challenges. What made her extraordinary was that she kept going. Every setback became part of her story. Every hardship strengthened her voice. Every scar made her message more profound. And through it all, her audience didn't just admire her, they connected with her. Because she didn't pretend to be untouchable, she allowed people to see her strength in motion. Her height, once a point of insecurity, became one of her greatest advantages. Her curves, once criticized by traditional beauty standards, became a symbol of pride. And her authenticity, once just a personal choice, became her global signature. She embraced a world that wasn't always built to include women like her, and then helped change that world from the inside. As she expanded into YouTube and other platforms, Sophie continued to evolve. She shared parts of her life that weren't just about fashion: her cooking, her routines, her philosophies, her sense of humor, and the things that made her feel whole. She didn't want to be just a model. She wanted to be someone whose presence made others feel seen, valued, and inspired. What makes Sophie Hall's story so cinematic is not the glamour. It's the transformation. It's the way she took the chapters of her life that were written in uncertainty and turned them into chapters written in confidence. It's the way she went from ordinary woman to extraordinary influence without ever changing who she was at the core. She rose not by conforming, but by breaking the rules gently, beautifully, and boldly. Today, Sophie stands as one of the most recognized curvy influencers in the world, a woman whose presence on camera feels effortless, but whose journey behind the scenes was built with determination. She represents millions of women who needed someone to show them that beauty doesn't fit in one shape, one size, or one mold. She represents the mothers who rediscovered themselves, the young women learning self-love, the girls who need a reminder that the world expands for those who dare to stand tall. Her life echoes one timeless message: confidence is not something you are born with, it's something you grow, nurture, defend, and live. And Sophie Hall embodies that message with every step she takes. If her story inspires you, if her journey lights a fire within you, remember this: the world needs more women who dare to be themselves loudly. And if you want to continue discovering the powerful, cinematic stories of women shaping fashion, beauty, and influence, stay connected with Sweet Models World, where we celebrate every curve, every journey, and every courageous rise. Sophie Hall's biography is more than the story of an influencer. It is the story of a woman who learned to make space for herself in a world too used to shrinking strong women. It is the story of how authenticity became a force, how confidence became a movement, and how one woman's voice became inspiration for millions who needed to hear it. Her legacy continues with every photo she shares, every message she posts, every moment she chooses to live boldly. Because in the world of fashion, influence, and personal growth, Sophie Hall stands as a living reminder that beauty is not measured. It is lived, breathed, and embodied in every confident step a woman takes toward embracing who she truly is. And her story is far from over.